Some more enemies around here. We'll go to our sword. And I basically clicked really quick because I have enemies in my arse, but basically if you couldn't read that, it basically says, she basically wonders how the rabbit died. Maybe she got beaten up or if a monster killed it. And also I'm really fucking dead, so I'm going to use a few of these. Anyway, I'm going to equip this as well, just to reduce the damage while I explore. It's not really worth fighting them, there's not real much point. I've got a health drink, so it all evens out. Some shotgun shells. There's a musical here apparently, but now there's nothing. But there is one thing on the stage. It's a red shoe. We'll need that later. There's something else we need too, which we'll find in a moment. Otherwise, there's not really much in this sort of stage area. Dawn the Duck, one of the park's mascots. Why didn't he get any dolls? It's always rabbit guys, but Dawn the Duck just remains neglected. He'll be the next Oswald the Rabbit, I'm sure of it. Anyway, we got a chain, and that's exactly what we need for the merry-go-round puzzle. And more popcorn, which isn't edible, unfortunately. That would have been neat. Instead of health drinks, you just have bags of popcorn. Instead of drinking health, you just munch on corn and replenish your health. That would have been an awesome game mechanic. And meanwhile, I just slowly get out the way of these guys while being hit. And now we're going to go and solve this puzzle. You notice too now, the door's just miraculously open, and there's no real prompt or explanation as to why, but for some reason getting the chain triggers that. And this column here, wouldn't that work? And obviously she's referring to the door, right? Well, when I first played the game, she just says that would work, wouldn't it? Even though I never examined that door, so it really confused me, thinking, well, work with what? So basically, yeah, basically for some reason you just have to... The game just thinks you would have examined this door before looking at that. The middle of the merry-go-round. But anyway, as you can see, we've attached a chain to both the door and the merry-go-round doodad, and now what we have to do is turn it on. Would have expected the whole door to fling open, but I guess that'd do. Oh, some bullets. Wait.
Douglas!
You're late.
Are you hurt?
I can't move my right leg. I think it's broken.
I'll call an ambulance.
Hold it. I don't think one will come. Don't worry. I'm used to it.
You old fool! Getting yourself hurt like that?
He didn't break his own leg, if that's what you're thinking.
Sorry.
Why did you have to do that for me? What'll I do if you die?
What'll we do if this god thing gets born?
Come on. How powerful could a god from a dump like this be? I'm sure it'll be no big deal.
It's funny you should say that, actually.
Yeah, but anyway, something's gonna happen.
Who knows? Maybe we'd all be better off if it did.
But if this is how a god of mercy acts, I don't want to see any more of him. That's a pretty good reason to risk my life, don't you think?
I still don't really know what you...
Just an old fool, right?
You think you're Superman or something?
You know, I always wanted to be him. Besides,
Yeah.
I want to help you out.
You don't have to feel responsible. I know it's not your fault.
You remind me of my son.
You look that much like a man.
You said nobody was going to cry for you.
Dead people don't cry. Stupid kid got himself shot robbing a bank.
But why?
Maybe because his pop was a penniless good-for-nothing. Who knows? Anyway, now I guess I'll never find out. Sorry. I shouldn't have said you reminded me of a guy like you.
Well, maybe if you had compared me to your daughter.
Well, actually, my daughter stole the car, but then lost control of the car and crashed into a bank, but then was mistaken for a bank robber and then was shot 18 times.
You stay here and I'll be back when it's over.
You'll be okay by yourself.
Hey, no problem. Besides, my dad's not around anymore, so only I can do this. What are you doing?
Plot twist, it was I who shot my son while he was robbing a bank.
Maybe killing you here is the only way to end this nightmare.
Yeah, you might be right.
So anyway, now we're back to controlling Heather. But we can go back and examine him, or talk to him.
What is it?
I just came by to make sure you were still alive.
Sorry. I'd come with you if I wasn't hurt.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the problem with older guys, huh? I'll handle things. You just rest.
Don't forget, if you ever get hungry, there's some popcorn on top of that rabbit over there.
Don't die on me, okay?
Interesting. And rabbit's all smashed up. Car seems pretty heavy. What happened to the person inside? That rabbit just really wanted popcorn, but just didn't know how to get it. Does he say anything else? He doesn't. Spoilers. Takes me a sec to realise.
I just came by to...
Yeah, just skip it. So, I guess the only other way is through this door. Now everything's quiet. And now we just look around of all the corners, making sure we don't miss anything. Problem is, it's really dark, so you're always concerned that you'll miss something in a corner. But really, there's not really a whole lot in terms of items around here. Just try and get a look at the corpse underneath the glass, but it's not really significant. They basically just used a smaller version of the corpse from outside and shoved it in there. But anyway, here's a Cinderella doll, and here's a Snow White doll. And if you're wondering what we do with these, we have to take a look at these pictures over here. And basically all this picture says, you can see their shadows, and you can tell that they're basically missing some items. You can notice a shoe by Cinderella and Snow White holding something, which we can presume is the apple in the story, I guess. And the reason we need those items is because this door is locked. And so, for some reason, returning these items will help unlock the door. This one doesn't open though. So, we'll have to go and get the items. But luckily we already have one of the items, the shoe. So let's shove the shoe here. Luckily we don't have to actually fit it on her foot, we just leave it there. And now we have to go get Snow White's item, which isn't too far away. It's just in here. But first I'm going to look in this corner because everything's dark and I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So, off you go, Heather. Now we're inside a fortune teller's shop. And here's the doll head, which is actually the item we need for Snow White. And here's another safe spot, which normally looks unnatural and weird, but here it seems to fit. But it still feels creepy though. Believe it or not, that mask is basically what you need to give to Snow White. It's not an apple, it's a mask that looks kind of like an apple. I'm not sure what the deal is though. That's actually a really cool sound effect. The thumping noise that sounds like footsteps. It really does feel like footsteps in the room. It's great. Anyway, this is Douglas's notepad, and as you can see, you're searching for Alyssa Gillespie. No word from police. Kidnap location unknown. Old Silent Hill newspaper article. Alyssa Gillespie died in a fire. Links to current case. To be investigated. Priority low. Using alias Heather. Neighbors do not know real name. What is she hiding? We got Douglas's notebook. Not sure what Douglas was doing in this room and why he left it here, but he really understands Douglas. He's a strange old man. And so we'll head out, and all we have to do is put the doll face on the Snow White doll, and so on and so forth. And here's Douglas's notebook. She says probably Douglas's notebook, though, so we don't know if it actually is. It says on the description that maybe we should give it back to Douglas at some point, but you can't, as far as I know. This is why I go back here. Nothing happened, so I'm just going to skip this bit. Jump cut! So we're just going to go back and put the doll face on Cinderella? No, Snow White's hand, yes. All we have to do is put it on. And now we've unlocked the doors, even though there's no real confirmation that anything really happened. See, there we go. And here's a dragon. But it doesn't do anything. Now we're here, we have zombie dogs chasing us. Luckily they missed. And now he knocked me over, even though I have the reduced stun ratio. There's another one of these battle droids, but he's not spinning. Not yet, anyway. There's some stun gun batteries here, but we don't really need them. And there's a notepad here. Dahlia is the one who said it. Said the girl was a demon, that she took my daughter for a sacrifice. But it's not totally believable. I mean, appearances can be deceiving. When I saw that photo in the hospital basement, I thought, that girl looks like Cheryl. Is that why I feel this way? Something's not normal anyway. Nothing good will come of this, but I can't just think of her as a demon. Is it my imagination, or do I actually feel sorry for her? Why do I feel like she's looking for someone to help? Cheryl's what's important to me. Everything else can wait until I've gotten her back. The date and signature at the end, stated some 17 years earlier and signed by Harry. Dad? Yes, these are the... Doc missed. These are the save points that Harry used in the first Silent Hill game, and basically whenever you use the save point, he wrote down what happened. I find that kind of hard to believe that this notepad that's been left here for 17 years hasn't been touched and hasn't been weathered away over time. Like, it's a notepad, it's not a stone tablet. Surely like rain or something would have gotten rid of it. Seems a bit silly to me, but anyway, we're at here. And unfortunately we can't save in a notepad, but we got some stun gun batteries which are useless because we never used them, and we got a first aid kit. And a popcorn wagon, but no notepad here. Another dead body which he doesn't acknowledge. And there's a merry-go-round, so let's have ourselves a little ride. Suddenly the carousel starts up. So at this point you're not told exactly what to do. If you examine this horse, it says it's not moving. Is it because it's been stabbed in the head? And it has been. She doesn't actually read the note though, but if you actually move the camera here, you can just about read it. It says after 14 turns are completed you will die, and you need to find escape but there's no way out, and you basically need to kill the other horses. That's what the note says. You can pause it yourself. I don't know how well it'll show up on this video, but you can read it and that's what it says. Strange that she doesn't actually read it herself, like she doesn't make a little text thing appear. So actually, the first time I did this, it took me like a little while to figure out what I was supposed to do, because she wouldn't read the note, and it was only when I moved the camera to face that note that I realised what I was supposed to do. Now the note also says after 14 turns you will die, but I'm pretty sure the first time I played, I waited way more than 14 turns and I didn't die, so I don't know how true that is. I don't know if you actually do die if you wait 14 turns, but I don't bother to wait here to try it. So basically, yeah, you just go around and murder all the horses. Yeah, stabbing a horse in the butt. You see there, it takes 2 full power hits to kill a horse, but for other horses it takes me more than that, so maybe I ran out of stamina and my power is less, so I don't know. And for the record, this is what I think of My Little Pony as well. And you can kind of tell which horses are alive because you can see like them breathing out steam and them moving up and down. And their breath can actually hurt you as well, so you need to watch out and not go in front of them. And that's the last horse. And then we should proceed eventually. This ride is now over. Stop having fun. I went in the sunbed for too long. So yeah, this is a boss. This is the memory of Alessa. Spoilers. But basically she's Dark Samus. No, Dark Link. No, Dark Heather. That's what I meant. Yeah, she basically carries weapons that you do, but it's pretty simple. You basically just block at certain times, like I'm failing to do, and just keep wailing on her. It's pretty easy stuff. Ah, and that's now she's dead. Or is she? No, she has come back, but with a gun. Now, this is where the fight gets a bit silly because I eventually end up behind this horse and you can't rotate the camera, so I'm kind of stuck like this. But with a bit of timing, you can still block her attacks. The trick is, once she uses her pistol, you just run up to her and she won't shoot, and she'll just end up trying to pistol whip you, which she can block, so all is good. I think another way of fighting her when she has a gun is just to use a pistol and just shoot her from a distance using cover, but that never really worked well for me. And believe it or not, when I first played this game I had so much trouble on this boss because this is where I finally learned how to block. Before this, she's trying to run away to get some distance so she can shoot me. So the idea is just to keep close and just block whenever she tries to attack. Annoyingly, she can block too. But yeah, when I first played this game, I didn't know how to block, so I got to this point and kept dying, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? So eventually I looked up and they just said, oh, just use the block button. I was like, use the what button? But yeah, now we know to block. It's actually pretty simple. Now she's back with an iron rod. But I have a sword, so your argument is invalid. What's also funny is that she like misses sometimes with the rod as well. I don't know if it's like, maybe she's like maybe it's like because she's a Dark Heather, she represents Heather, and because I'm so bad at the game, that's how she perceives me. This is actually a pretty decent fight. It looks a bit repetitive, I guess, watching back it, but hey, it's still better than the Leonard fight. She's got a machine gun now, but if we go up to her, she won't be able to hit us. And I'm really bad at timing my blocks. Almost there. And that's the end of Dark Heather. And that's it, she just disappears. There's no cutscene or anything. But she left us a note. It would be better for myself to die. After all, it's nothing to be afraid of. That child, that demon, when I think of the endless pain it will bring when it is birthed, I decided that instead of the suffering and cruelty I endured in that sick room, that I would like to bestow a more gentle and peaceful death on myself. Why do I resist? I never thought of myself as such a fool. Alessa. I guess it's kind of strange for me to call you that, since you are me. But you know what? You and I don't think alike after all. And it's not that I don't remember that sick room either. So yeah, just in case you didn't figure it out by now, you and Alessa are the same person. And I don't know if the whole fight was supposed to be you like overcoming your like dark side or something. But Heather doesn't seem to change after this battle, so it doesn't really seem to change her. Also, we just walked into a giant fleshy like vagina door, so whatever. There's some notes on the wall here. Stained by the evils of this world, we hold our sorrows within us. Only you can heal us these wounds. Each morning, afternoon, evening, and night we call out your name and pray for the day of the miraculous descent. I give to you unreservedly my body and my eternal soul. Whatever darkness may befall me, I will endure with you beside me. As proof of your miraculous power, guide our obedient and willing souls to the road of paradise, O Lord. We will not give in to the power of temptation as long as we have you in our hearts. Jesus, can these guys get a book? Why is everything written on walls? O Lord, save us with your compassion. O Lord, shower us with your blessings. O Lord, favor us with your abundance. O Lord, eat a dick. O Lord, stop being so obtuse in these video games. O Lord, why did you have to make Leonard such a stupid boss fight? There's something written on the door. This door leads to the gate which leads to the road of paradise. Embrace the bosom of the Holy Mother. Admit your sins and be forgiven. Equal tranquility can be yours.
How did you get here?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I was just in a theme park just now.
It was Vincent, wasn't it? He led you here. When will he cease his meddling? But it's just as well. Luring you here also serves my purposes.
Checkmate.
Bang.
Not yet.
Oh, come on.
The time is not yet at hand. The time when all will be forgiven their sins. When the paradise we have long dreamed for will arrive. After the judgment and atonement, an eternity of bliss. Oh, Alessa, the world you wanted is nearly here.
That's not what I want.
Not you. Alessa, your true self.
But I am Alessa.
What a twist.
My little Claudia, my dear sweet sister.
Alessa, is it you? Oh, how I've missed you.
I don't need another world. It's fine the way it is.
But you said it yourself. The world must first be cleansed with fire.
But that's not what I want now.
Alessa, don't you want happiness? Have you become blind to all the hopeless suffering in the world? We all need God's salvation.
Listen, suffering is a fact of life. Either you learn how to deal with that or you go under. You can stay in your own little dream world, but you can't keep hurting other people. Besides, I'll never forgive you for hurting my father.
I wish only for the salvation of mankind. But for that to happen, the world must first be remade. And for that, we need God.
You self-righteous witch! No one asked you to help!
It's growing within you. You despise me, don't you?
You're damned right I do!
That's good.
God, I'm so bloated. I haven't shit in like 3 weeks. God. So, there we go. That's that done, and now we're at the church, which is actually the last level of the game. So, I saved the game here, and I will see you guys next time for presumably the last couple of parts. We're nearly there, guys. See you guys next time.